Hello friends, you're watching web designing and web development tutorials, and today in this video series I will teach you how to create complete login registration system with admin panel using HTML, CSS, bootstrap, PHP and mysql. So in this video I've made this video in five parts. The first video will be of login system. The next video will be of sign up system, and the third video we will create a profile page of the user which are signed in, and in the fourth video we will create a forgot password page. If the user forgets the password, then how can he retain his password? And in the fifth video we will create, in the final video we will create an admin banner. So now let us start. So in this video I am going to teach you, in the first video I am going to teach you to create the sign up form. So I will use a Atom text editor. You can use any text editors, and I will use easy PHP. You can use your WAM server or exam server. So first of all, just go to your WAM folder, or you can use this easy PHP. I will give you the link in the description of easy PHP and Atom text editor. If you want, you can download and install it. And it's not necessary, you can use your WAM server also, and your any text editor like Sublime or Notepad++. So first of all, there will be a folder in easy PHP. If you install easy PHP called www, now just send it to the desktop. And if you are using WAM server or exam, then there would be a folder called htdocs. So just send it to the desktop. So here it is. So here I've just create a folder called project. Now here we will create a file, signup.php. First of all, just go to folders option, search here, and just open the folder option. Now click on the first middle one, which is view, and if it is checked, like here hide extension for known types, if it is checked, then just uncheck it and press apply. What will happen that after unchecking it, you will be able to see the file extension. So if you create a new text file, so its extension is .txt. After you enable apply that, uncheck it, so you will be able to see the extension and change it to PHP. Okay, so now we will install bootstrap. We will first of all download it. Now we'll open this, and now we will install bootstrap. So basically bootstrap is a framework of CSS which we are going to use in our form and make it responsive in mobile and desktop. Now just click on download. We are using the latest version of bootstrap, which is version 4. So it has now started downloading. So this is the Atom text editor. So now I'll go to the downloads folder and pick up the bootstrap file, zip file. In this project folder I will just copy it. Now we have to extract it, and now we will delete this zip file and this JS folder. We don't need these both folders. And in the CSS folder we will require only a single file, which is bootstrap.css. so if you want, you can delete it. And now we will create a folder called includes. We will make our form completely with professional way. So in includes I will create a file called header. Basically we will not create a header, we will just put our bootstrap CSS file to it. Link means link that bootstrap to it. So, and I will include this header file in all the pages. So we have not to give in every file that link href. You have to complete it, then you will understand what I'm doing. Now here we will give link ref and the folder which is css bootstrap.css, and here we will provide the relation which is style sheet, and we will give it type which is text/css. Now we will just save it, and we will this is our sign up page. What we will do is include this file using the php include function. So this is the php include function from which we can link our other files to. So we have just copied the header file is in a includes folder. So here we will specify. So here we have given includes header.php. So here you can clearly see in the includes the folder we have header.php, and in the css folder we have bootstrap.css. So we have specified here css bootstrap.css, and here sign up. So first of all, now I will give the title. I will not close the head here, and here I will give title to our page which is sign up form, and we will close our head here. So now we will specify here body. Now close the body tag here and close the HTML tag here. Now we will use the bootstrap classes in the body. First class which we are going to use is container. The next class we will use is class login form, which is a bootstrap class, and we will give call md4 and offset md4. Offset md4, and then we will close this both the divs. And now let us check our page. Now we will just open our PHP now on localhost 8080, and here is our signup.php. It's nothing is displaying because we have not added any text yet. So here I will use another class which is Jumbotron. These are all bootstrap classes. Close it here. So here you can see a layout of, and I will just style this, give style to the Jumbotron as margin top, give it 20 pixels, and I will give padding. Okay, I will just give margin top only here. So now you can see. Now I will give a heading. We'll use h2 tag lines center. h3 tag I will use. And here I will give sign up form. Oh, sorry, h3. Now let us check. It's okay, but here a lot space is left, so we will change the padding. padding top to 10 pixels. Now let us see what happens. We will add padding to 20. I think 20 would be good. Okay, 20 looks good. Now from here we will open our form tag, and the method we are going to use is post. Post is basically used for security purpose, and then we will use enc type, which is encryption type. We use enc type when we have to work with files. So in this form we are going to upload the user's profile image, so we will use this enc type, multi-part form data. Okay, so the class will be multi-part form data, and now here we will the encryption type will be multi-part form data. Now we will create label, which is an HTML5 tag, and here we will take the user's first name, here we will give input type text, and we will give it a name, f name. For first name we will give f name, and we have to specify the name because we have to, in PHP, to take data from user we have to take use this name. And then I will use a class form control. I will remove this class. First of all, I will show you without this bootstrap class how will it look, and I will use placeholder. We will give placeholder as first name. Okay, so now let us check without any adding bootstrap class. So this will look, it will look like this. Now we will add some bootstrap classes. First of all, in the form we will add div class form group, and we will close the div here, and we will use another class here of form control. Now let us check how does it look. Okay, now it's look fine. I will give here br tag after the sign up form. Okay, now it's look awesome. Okay, so from now I will copy this text and paste after the form div, which here we have just completed there. And now here I will take the user's last name, and it will give us L name for last name, and placeholder will be, we will give here your first name, your last name. This would be good. The class is, again we will, now here we will use user's email, and the input type will change now to email, and now the placeholder we will give your email, and here we will give the password. Name we will give as pass, now we will give password, and the input text will be input type will be password. And now here we will give confirm password, or we can write re-enter password. We will check whether the user has written a typed the right password or not. Yes, confirm password, and here we will give re-enter. I'll just save it. Now let's move here. Okay, it's look fine. Now we will take user's profile image also. So after password we will take profile image of user. The input type will be file, and the name we will give it as image, and the placeholder it will nothing to specify in placeholder here, and we will not use this class also, form control. Let's check it out. Okay, profile image, and now after that we will again copy this thing. Wait 1 minute. And after here we will use a checkbox, input type as checkbox. You may have seen in many sign up forms that I agree the terms and condition like that, so we will create that also, and here we will give I agree the terms and conditions. Now let's check it out. Awesome, it's looking good. I agree the terms and condition. Check. We can now at the last field I will add a button. Input type will be submit, value we will give a value which will be submit, and we will give name also it as submit. Okay, and we will provide class. Here we will provide a class. The class will be btn success. Okay, now let's check our button. So we have got a beautiful button also here, so but we want it in the center, so here we will give center. Yes, it's in center. And here we will close our form tag. I think we have not closed our form tag yet. Okay, now we have just closed the form tag here, and we have given it. So now let's check everything is looking good. So we have think I've completed with the bootstrap the part. So here you can give any name like you can give any mail here, and in the password field you can see the password is not able, we are not able to see the password in text, and from here we can upload any image, so the image will also appear, and I agree the terms and condition, then we can submit the form. For that we will use CSS. So now PHP. After the button, before the button I will give a BR tag here. Okay, now it's okay. After agreed terms and condition also I will give a BR. Okay, now it looks good. One more thing, you can see it's completely responsive in your device also. So this in our means mobile or our cell phone, it will look like this. The form will look like this, and in the tablet, it will look like this, and in PC or desktop, it will look like this. So we have completed with our bootstrap part. Now what we will do is I'll apply a background image. So in the head we will give style type is equals to text slash css. We will give a basically will give a background image to our file. So now I have just close the style tag, and in the body we will I'll give a class to the body. I will give class, not class, I will give it at id. I will give it as body bg, body background. Okay, so here we will add a hashtag body. Okay, now here we will give background. We have to specify the URL and we have to specify the image which we are going to use. So I have downloaded an image. You can download or use any image. I downloaded an image, and in the project folder we will create a folder called images, where we will store all the images of profile image. Everything will be stored here, and now I'll just copy it, just to rename it to take basically the text. So here it is. Now we will add one more thing in it, which will be center and no repeat, and center no repeat, and one more thing we will use is fixed. I'll just save it. Now let's check. Before we check, we have to specify the folder also where we have copied the file, which is images. Oh yes, it's look now pretty well after applying this beautiful background image. The form looks very well now. Okay, so we are done with our CSS and bootstrap. Now we will focus on our PHP. So now in the PHP tag we will take data from the user. So while we take data from the user, I'm using if set, and I will explain you each line which I am going to use. So first line I've used if is set post, means if the submit button is clicked, this button is clicked, then the name which we are using here is submit. So it would, if it would be clicked, so it will come here. Okay, and here we have used $post because the form method we have used here is post. Okay, so here we have used if the users click on the submit, what will happen. So first of all we will take the data from of the user. I'll create a field now, name first. Okay, first name, and store the data which is fname. So now here I've used fname. Okay, so what is fname? Here we have used in the first name field, we have used name fname. That's why we have used fname, and the form method is post. Okay, so what it will do is when we click on this field now, put some data in the text field, the input field, then the data will get here by the post method, and it will be stored in first name. So same we will do with last name dollar post, and here we will give l name, because we have given here their name as l name. Here we will take dollar post, and we have used, I think, mail as the name. Okay, we have used mail, and then here we will take the password from the user, which is in post. The name we have used is pass, and here we have used re-enter password or confirm password, so we'll name it as c password. Another field which we have used is email, we have used, and password, and we will use one more field which is image. We will take image. In image we will not use post, we will use files. For files we use this dollar file, and here I will give the name, which is image, and here you have to specify one more thing, which is name. Okay, then one more thing we have to specify is temporary name of the image. Temporary image, we will give it a name, then we will put it as dollar files. Temp name. Okay, I forgot to add one more thing. We will add one more thing in our form, which will be date of birth. After email we will take user's date of birth. We will use date of birth because if the user forgets his password, so he will just enter his date of birth and his mail, which we will create in the future videos, so it will be helpful for us. So we will create a field called date of birth, and we will give input type as date, and name we will give as DOB. Now let's check the field has added or not. So yes, date of birth field has added, and from here we can choose the date of birth of the user. Okay, now we will take the date of birth also of the user. I will take it here. It's not mandatory to place it line wise. DOB. Okay, now one more field we have used, which is checkbox. So here what we have used, the name is check. So in checkbox we have to use is set function. So I'll add it as checkbox. And there I will add post then I will give terms, and in it I will give set. Means if the checkbox is checked, means if the checkbox is checked, then it will work. Okay, we have taken checkbox also now, and we have taken the date of birth also. Okay, now what we will do is we will echo out all the fields of the user which he has entered. That will also confirm you everything. We have created first name, and then we will use the concatenation operator dr, and then last name. Okay, for now I will just echo out only two fields, first name and last name. Okay, I will give you everything, echo out everything. Dollar br, let me just copy this thing. Email and date, and we will give a password, and then we will give the confirm password, which user will write confirm password, and we will give image name, image. Okay, these are all the fields, I think so, and we will take terms also. And after I use these terms, you will get clear what this terms basically does. So I think we have used all the fields. I'll just press enter after this, that it would be easy to see. Almost all fields are we have taken. Let's refresh it. So we have used the background image, that's why we are not able to see the fields what we have used. So first of all I will just not remove it, I will just hide it for our purpose. For now I will hide it. So this will be our plane. Okay, now the here user will enter his name, surname, his email, and his date of birth, just taking as default, password, then confirm password, and desert checkbox also. Now I'll click on submit. So it's showing an error on line number 15, else it has shown all the fields, the first name, last name, and email, the date of birth, the password which we entered, and the file which we have uploaded. So in line number 15 it's showing error. So this is the line number 15, it's showing error in this. The error is that we have to use checkbox here because we have taken terms data in checkbox. Checkbox. Okay. Okay, so but it has not echoed anything. Checkbox, basically it returns a value yes or no, on or off. Okay, now I will just do it back. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5, and now let us check, but still it has not given any value. It is working or not. Set post terms, and what we have given here, name. Oh, we have given name here check, that's why it's not working, and we are using check here, terms here. Now I think it will work. Okay, so it has returned one value. Okay, So if again I'm just filling the form 3123 and agree the terms and condition, it's returning one value. Okay, now I will again, and if the checkbox is not checked, so see what it will, it has returned no value, means null value. Okay, now I will just comment this line because we are not going to use this line, it's two lines. It's for just for showing that the user is taking the data is coming or not in the fields. So it was working fine. Now we will check whether we will basically validate the form, means if the user has not written his full name correctly, means if he has written just three, means we will check this string length. So we will here use if, we will use a function of PHP which is string length, so str length, and we will check of dollar first name, if it is less than 3, we will store it in a message. I will show you it completely, that first name must contain at least 3 characters. Instead of this we can use must contain 3 characters, or we can use invalid. Okay, we will use that only, at least 3 characters. So we have stored this message in a variable $msg. So here I will create so first of all I will not create, I will show you that what will happen. So what will I do is I will echo the error message after the first name. Okay, we will use the PHP function. Here I will echo it. So PHP echo $sh. Okay, so first of all it is showing that undefined variable message. So here we have to first of all mention the variable here. So first initially it is blank. Now check. Now if the user writes q, so here you can see the first name must contain at least 3 characters. If he writes more than 3 characters, no error message, means the field is right. So now I will put it in a div class error. We will create a div we will create a class of error. Basically what we are going to do is we will change the font color to red. We will do it here red. Save it, refresh. Line number 19, it's showing error. So what is the error here? Div, what's the error it is showing? Unexpected t string. Okay, so here I have to use double quotes. I will explain you why we have to use double quotes or single quotes, where we have to use it. Okay, Now first of all you will check whether it's working or not, then I will explain you. Okay, it's working. User writes less than 3 characters, so here you can see first name must contain at least 3 characters and error message has generated. If he writes more than 3 characters, no message. Okay, so what was the problem with that was we were using single quotes outside also. So what happens if we use single quotes here, so the statement or the message will end from here only. Here it will end, so and the next code will not run. So for that we use double quotes, and inside we can use n number of single quotes. Okay, we have now checked validated our first name field. Same we will do with the last name. Okay, now error. Okay, here we will echo last name. Okay, so now let us check it is working fine or not. There's an error which I would like to show you. The first name is right, the last name if the user it means writes less than 3 characters, so it has echoed a message here only. We have not echoed the message here, so what we will do is echo the message after the last name. Okay, the thing which I want to show was not able to show you. Okay, so now here you can see it's showing the same as error at both the side. To correct this, we will change the variable name which we have created here. We will change the variable name to message2, and here we will go message2. Okay, and what we will do here, we will add another variable blank to 2. Save it. Okay, last name must contain at least 3 characters, means it's working fine. So now we will check. We will now check the email. Here we will use else if, means if this is correct, if this is wrong, echo this, or if then it will go here in the else side and it will check this thing, this thing. So we will use else if. Else we will remove it till now. Okay, now else, here we will provide if the, we will first of all write $email. Okay, then we will give it filter validate email, means this thing what we will, it will check that the user has used ampersand and at and dot in its text or not. It will check this thing. If it is not used, first of all I'll write the code, then I'll explain you completely. Filter then var. Okay, here we will close the bracket. Okay, so let's check. Okay, okay, if the user has just written some rubbish, so I think we have not echoed any error. I'm sorry for that. Message 3. I'll just copy the message. Oh, what just happened? Copy, paste. Okay. So the error message we will generate is enter valid email. Okay. Now here we will echo that message. After the email, we will echo it. In the email, okay, message 3, and we will also create a variable at the top. So we will create a variable here of message. Okay. Now let us check. Here's written a wrong email, so it's showing enter valid email. So if one more we will check, the user does not add, so it's a default that it must take at. So now let's check. But what will happen now is, okay, means no error has generated, means that it has worked fine. Okay, now we have validated our email field. Now we will validate our date field, means the date of birth which we have created. Okay. Now what we will do in this field is, if, okay, I will use a function of PHP which is empty. What this empty function will do is, if the user has not mentioned any date, if the date is blank, means this thing is blank, user had not selected any date, so then it will echo out an error. $msg4, just copy this. Let's see. Okay. Here we will count the message. Please enter your date of birth. Date of birth. Now check. Let us just give this, echo this out. Yeah, here we have just mentioned it. So now we will check it again. Okay. On email, if the user has not given his, okay, that has not worked. Why it has not worked? Message 4 we have given, $date we have given, and we have, oh, we have to echo out the message number 4. This was the mistake. Okay. If now the user not enters the date and click on submit, so here you can see, please enter your date of birth, an error has been generated. So we have now successfully validated our date field also. Now we will validate the password field. First of all, we will restrict the length, string length of password field to password to 5. At least 5 means the password must have at least 5 characters. If not, we will generate a message msg5 Okay, we will echo out a message that password must contain at least 5 characters. Okay, so I will check it afterwards. We will now make the confirm password also, then we will check this both the things. So here I will add the message 5. So here we have to add message 5. It's okay. Okay, now one more thing we will check is we have created one more field is which is re-enter password. Okay, so in re-enter password what we will do is we will check that the password and the confirm password is equal or not. If it is not equal, then we will echo out a message that password is not same. Okay, so if it is not equal to C password, here I will show you. We have created two things, which is password and C password. Now we will check that if both the passwords are not equal. If they are not equal, then we will echo out a message that the password is wrong. Password is not same. Okay, so again we will copy this. Okay, there is a mistake, which is double quotes is not added here. Okay, password is not same. Okay, okay, now we will echo the error also. We will echo error. Okay, we will take this field. Message 6. So we will create now two variables. Message 5 for the if the user has written less than 5 characters, then this error will generate. Okay, now let us check. We've got my email and date of birth something you can give. Okay, now password. If the user has entered less than 5 characters, then let's see what happens. Password must contain at least 5 characters. Now again we will check it out. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, 5 characters. Okay, then if the password I will write wrong, or I will write some rubbish password, check. So it's showing an error, which is password is not same. And if both the fields are right, then it will not generate any error message. Okay, now we will check the image, if the user has uploaded an image or not. Okay, so here we have created taken the field name image. Okay, now let us check it out. Okay, else if what we will check is if image is blank. If image is equal to blank, means if image is not selected, then what will happen is you will echo out a message, that is message the message will be that please upload a image, please upload your profile image. Okay, and we will echo it out also. Message 7. Okay, first of all we will create here a variable message 7, and we will echo out the error also. Message. Okay, we'll save it. We'll enter the same password. Okay, and now I will not choose any file, so I clicked on submit. So here you can see the error has generated, which is please upload your profile image. So what we will do is okay, if we will upload an image file, we'll do it back. Okay, now I'll just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and profile image I will give, then it will not give any error. Okay, now we will make this checkbox which we have created agree the terms and condition as mandatory. Means if the user has just clicked on the checkbox and agreed our terms and condition, then we will let him to be registered. So here we have used, okay, now we have taken the value of checkbox as check is said. Okay, now we will check it out. Okay, one more thing we have to specify. uh, we will give here else the last. Okay, we will here give else if dollar check. Okay, dollar check. We have given checkbox. Okay, if checkbox is on, is not on. If it is not equal to on, we will echo out an error message. But please agree our terms and condition. Okay, now we will put name, date of birth, something, password of 5 characters, profile image. I agree the term. If not checked, it has not generated any error. Why it has not generated? I think we have not echoed it. Okay, we have not echoed the error. So over here we have to echo the error. We have to create the variable also, or it will show that undefined variable. Okay, so I'll just run back 2, 3, 4, 5, and if I not click on agree terms and condition, if I have not checked on that box, so it will show please agree our terms and condition. Okay. Okay, if we have agreed, then it will not show any error. Okay, so we have just validated almost all our fields. Now what we will now we will insert our data in the database. Okay, We will insert data in our database. So first of all, we will open our PHP myadmin. So this is PHP myadmin. We will create a database. We will name it as, I've created a database name project. I will delete this database. Okay. So now I will create a fresh database. Name project. Okay. The database name is project. So database has been created here. Okay. Now we have to give the name of the table, which we will use as tables. Now we have to specify how many columns we have in our table. So we have fields 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6. 6 fields we have to take from the user. 6 and 7 for an ID. I'll explain you completely while we create the table. This thing. Okay. So the first field will be of ID, which will be an unique. So we will provide it as index. We will create it as our primary key. Okay, and this AI will auto increment. When you will insert data in database, then you will understand what is auto increment. Okay, now here we will take the username. We will create a field called the first underscore name. Okay, and here we'll take various character from user. Where care is for various character, we will take it as 20, not 20. The username, okay, 15. Then last name, it's 15. Okay. Then user email. Okay, mail we will give it as we will take it as text. In text we have to not specify any length. And now password, the user password, that is also in text. And then date of birth, it should also be in text. And image also in text. Okay, now we will click on save. So our table has been created. Now we'll click on structure and check our table, which is first field is ID, first name, last name, mail, password, date of birth and image. We will store the data of user now in database. So first of all we will create a connection. So just go to that includes folder. Now here we will create a file and we'll name it as config.php. Okay, config.php, and now I will open that file. Okay, config.php. Now I will connect to my database connection. I will create a variable name connection, and now here we have to provide the connection. I will use mysql connect. The first 4 parameters we have to give here. Okay, the first parameter will be localhost. localhost. Then we have to give the username, which is root, and password we have to not give here. We have not set any password to our database, and the database name project, the localhost, the username of the database, password of database, and the database name. Okay. Okay. So this will connect us to the database. Okay. Now one more thing we can check. Okay, it's enough, I think. This code will just connect us with the database. Now in the sign up form we will include this file also. Okay, here we will get config.php because we have just created a config file. Okay, and includes folder which will connect to with us with the database. Okay, if there would be an error, so it will show that unknown database, no error has been generated, means we are connected to our database. Okay. Now we have to insert data in our database. So after else if so here we will use else, a last else. So what will this else do? We will run a query, SQL query, which will be mysqli query. Okay, in mysqli query we have to pass two parameters. So the first parameter we have to pass our connection, which is con. If you have remember that we have created a variable here, con, which will connect us to the database. So now the con we have connected to this. The first parameter is connection with the database. Next parameter we have to specify is the query which we have to run. So everything is fine, then it will insert into, then we have to specify the table name, which is users, insert into users, then we have to specify the fields and database, which is first name comma last name comma last name. Then we will specify the mail. All the columns which we have created, we have to just specify those names: last name underscore last name, mail, password, date of birth, name, age. Okay, now here we will specify date of birth, which is DOB in the table, and then image, and one more field which we have created is password. Okay, password here, but password comma image. So what I will do is put it down so that it would be visible to you easily. Now we will choose values. Okay, now we will insert the values, which is dollar first name, what we have to specify is all these values: first name, last name, everything. First name, then last name that the user has entered, then first name, last name, then email that the user has entered, and date of birth, and then the password the user has entered, and then one more thing which will be image. Okay, everything is now complete, I think so. Yes, now everything is complete. If everything works fine, means if the else code will work, if this code will work, so if the database connection this query will run, then the message will be, we will generate, we will just echo it out that message we will create msg9. We will give as div, we create a class called success, and we will see a message which will be you are successfully registered. You are successfully registered, and here we will give styling to our class success. Okay, we will change the color to green, and okay, for now we will put it green. Now let us check. Okay, it's showing an error on line number 56, which is what's the error? It's showing unexpected. Okay, now let's check. Unexpected on line number 57. Okay, it's showing that error because we have not. Okay, no. Okay, I got that. It's showing that because we have not closed it, we have not used the semicolon, that's why it was showing error. Okay, now we have fixed all the errors. Now username, first name, last name, email, user date of birth. You can specify the date of birth according to year also. For here, for example, I am just taking anything, like anything you can give. Okay, now the password. Okay, then profile image, and I agree the terms and condition. Click on submit. I think we have not echoed the message number 9. Small mistakes. Form after sign up form 9. Okay. The message has not generated. Oh, the terms and condition was not clicked. Still, I just checked it out, but still it is showing please agree our terms and condition. Why it is showing? It's not on, then we have to specify this. Okay, we'll check it out again. Still it's showing that error only. I think I have to not use this thing. Now let us check and submit. Still it is showing the same error. I'm getting what's the error it is showing. Checkbox. If everything is working fine, then I'm not getting what error we are getting. Post check. Okay. What's the name? Okay, check. It's correct. Dollar checkbox. Checkbox. Okay. If it is on. Okay. Now let us check it. Okay, we'll check it again. It has now generated a message that you are successfully registered. Okay, we'll check it again. If the user has okay. Yes, now it has generated message that user has now successfully registered. So it doesn't look well. We will apply some style on it. First of all, we will apply color. Okay, we will font weight. We will give it as bold. And one more thing we will apply is we will put it in center. One more thing we have to check is that database, the data is entered or not. We have entered the data also successfully. See here you can see user. Okay, I will tell you one more thing. Okay, now another user I'm creating, the Tiwari. Okay, that doesn't matter for us. Anything I'll write 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, agree the terms and condition. You are successfully registered. Now it seems okay. Successfully registered. Okay, we'll just give a BR tag here. And it will go a little down. Okay, again I will enter the data. You are successfully registered. Let's check in our database whether the data is entered. Oh yes, the data is also entered. Okay, because we have done successfully 2 times, that's why the 2 times the data is entered. Now one more thing I would like to tell you. If the user is I'll take a name as Manas and I'll just give any mail. Okay, now if the user clicks on submit, the error message will be generated that please enter your date. But what problem is coming, that these fields also got blank, means the username and the last name which was correct and the email was also correct, but these fields got blank. So what happens, the now the user knows that it has he has not entered the date of birth. What he have to do is, again you have to fill the first name, then last name, then email, then you have to fill the date of birth. So what we will do is, we will use value. We will use value here in our form. In the input field we will add one more attribute, which is value. I will take this thing down. Okay, up only value. I will first of all explain what is value. Okay, so here I will write some value like her. Okay, now what the value will do is, so when the user opens the form, he will get a value, the first name as Harsh. Okay, so in the value what we will do is, we will echo out these values, first name, last name. Okay, I'll explain it to you to complete when I'll complete it. So then after that you see, then it will be completely clear to you. We will add PHP echo dollar first name. Okay, and close the tag. Yeah, we are okay with it. Now we will add it in every field. And now here in last name we will do the same. Okay, and the last name, email. Okay, in email also we will do the same. And okay, and form group. Sorry, here also date of birth we will echo that. Oh, what's happening? Value. You have to just echo out the field. Just wait a minute. After I just complete this work, then you will completely understand what I've done. Date. We will echo out the password. Dollar password. Okay. Now re-enter password. We will value as C password. Okay. And profile image, we will echo the image. In checkbox, it's not mandatory. Now it will just show some errors, which I want to show you. So here you can see it's showing many errors. Basically it's showing that undefined variables. So first of all we have to create all the variables, means all these variables, and put them as blank. First name blank, the last name, then it blank, then email, then blank, email date, then blank, then password, then blank, C password, blank, and one more field which is image. Image blank. Okay, these are the main fields which we are echoing, putting the value. Okay, so we have just created all the variables. We have created variables because it was showing error. Okay, undefined variable, that you will understand. Okay, now if the user has written his name right, and if it has written his last name wrong, an error is generated, and it has shown that last name must contain at least 3 characters, and the previously what it was happening, the first name was disappearing, means the user have to again write the first name then the last name. So now that problem is not occurring. Okay, it has written some surname and email and date of birth also he has given, but now he doesn't give his password. So now here you can see, please password must contain at least 5 characters. We will create one more field that if the user password is empty, then please enter password. We will create it. Okay, so here you can see all the fields still exist, all the fields. Now the user have to enter password from here, not he has to fill the whole form from the beginning. Okay, now rest things we have not okay. Now user has not chosen the profile image. I think here I have used okay, that we will check it. So now the password, every field is there. Click on submit. Please agree on terms and it. But this image also the user has to use again. Okay, everything is working fine. Now you see that after this message appears that you are successfully registered, but still all the fields exist. Means if the user registered successfully, these fields must go blank and only this message must be popped out. So what we will do is, if the user gets registered successfully, we will copy all these fields, and what we will do is we will copy it out here. Means if this query runs and this message is printed out that you are successfully registered, then let me show you a live example. Okay, now okay, we have terms and condition, etc. Everything okay. Now submit. You are successfully there. Previously what was happening is that every field after registering also the field was the value was existing, but now it doesn't exist. Only if there is an error, then only the value will exist. And now check whether our database fields everything is working or not. Was it out? Yes, everything is working. Now we will use one more thing. First of all, one more thing that I want to add is, if the user has not entered any password, okay, else if empty password. Previously we are not have not applied that dollar message 6 only it will show. Okay, what will be the message? The message will be, please enter your password. Okay, we are using the same variable message 6 because we have to echo out the message at the same place, means at this place only, that's why we have used that. Just click on back, values there, and if the user doesn't type any password, okay, when it clicks on submit, still it's showing password must, okay, I have to refresh the page. I have not refreshed it yet. Okay, something name, something last name, something email, date of birth, okay, password, no, if password is empty, okay, still it's showing password must contain at least 3 characters, at least 5 characters. Oh no, everything is fine. else if empty dollar password, please enter your password. Means if the field is empty, then we are checking. Okay, we have done a mistake, that we must put it in above the this field, means the check this character field. First, well, of all, we will check this thing. Now you click on submit. Now see the message error. Please enter your password. Please enter your password. It's showing here. Why it is showing here? Because we have used sixth message. Okay, fifth message. Message 5. Okay, next everything is working. Now click on submit. Please enter your password. Everything is now working fine. Now in terms of security, I will tell you one more thing, cool thing, which is you may have heard about mysql SQL injection. So we will restrict some field. We will use the mysql real escape string function. Real escape this function is basically used for securing the fields from hackers. Email, it is not necessary, but we will provide an email also. And in password, it is not mandatory. Okay. Now one more thing I will tell you. Okay. Okay, here I will give any password. Okay. Now profile image. Okay, now if the user doesn't choose any profile image and choose anything else, like if he chooses zip file. Okay, so the message is coming, you are successfully registered. Means it is accepting zip files also. We have to restrict the fields, and we have to make it like if the user must upload only image file, only images only, means the image file extension are like jpg and png only. So first of all, we will check. I have some images, so we will check it out. So the extensions, basically the extensions of images file are jpg or png or jpeg. So we will now restrict these fields. Okay, now what we will do is on our text editor, after okay, now what we will do here is we will create an variable called image extension, and now we will use a function called explode function in PHP. What will this explode function will do? I will explain it to you. Image $image is the image name, this thing. Okay, and what we will do is basically this explode function will create the image name to an array, and it will separate it from dot. Okay, now what we will do is I will show you $image extend. We will create another variable called extend, and I will take okay, first of all, let me show you something. Print _r and then we will print underscore r and then the variable image extension. Okay, okay. We will see what happens. Okay, now the user clicks on submit. So here you can see the name of the file has been splitted out. I'll check another example that it would be clear to you because it's a big file name. I will choose this desert. Okay, desert.jpg. Okay, password. Okay, click on submit. So here you can see the what is the image name here is desert. Okay, so the first array is in sorry, the zero, the indexing of array is from 0, so in the 0 it is desert, and on the first page is the file extension. Okay, now what we will do is take the file extension of the image. We will take here array 0, oh sorry 1, and okay, I'll echo it out also that it will be clear to you. Now it will just echo out the extension of the file. Okay, so here you can see it is echo out the extension of the file. So what we will do is take this, store this in a variable image extension. Okay, we will store it means the extension to in a variable called image extension. Okay, now what we will do is we will put an if statement. If dollar image underscore extension, okay, is equal to jpg, then we will allow him. Okay, okay, now I'll show you. Then this code will run. Okay, else it will show an error that on message we will use upload an image file where we message number 7 variable we will use variable number 7 we will use $7. We will use div class error. No, just complete it. Else will be generate error that please upload a image file. Please upload a image file. Means it will show that error that please upload a image file. Means the user will get to know that showing an error in line number 146. Okay, we have not closed if here. Okay, something. Okay, and the email, date of birth, password, and if the user chooses if user doesn't chooses the JPG file, if it chooses zip file. Okay, I'll see what happens. Please upload a image file, an error has been generated. I think we have to use it here, br tag, that's why it's going down. I will remove the br tag. Okay, here it is. And the message is also not inside it. So the message working, it is working correct, that it's showing please upload an image file. And if the user now uploads an image file, JPG image file, which we have created the extension, and agree the terms and condition, you are successfully registered. Okay. Okay. Means if the user uploads a JPG file, then only it will be accepted, otherwise it will not be accepted. It will show an error that please upload an image file. Okay, now what we will do is images are of many extensions like PNG, JPG and JPEG. So what we will do is here we will add more fields or PNG, and sometimes the image extension is also in capital of JPG, and this also only PNG in capital and JPG in capital. Okay, so these are enough. PNG now it will only accept PNG or JPG files. Now let's check. File image, if the user uses a PNG image, what happens? It is successfully now registered, means now our form will only accept JPG files and PNG files, not rather than that it will accept. Now one more thing we will do is we will restrict the file image size, the size of image also. Means if the user uploads a image file more than 1 MB, then it will show an error that the image file is of more than 1 MB. So here one more thing we will take from image, which is dollar term. The variable name is image size image. Okay, dollar files image, and then here we have to specify another parameter which is size. Okay, I will save it. I will first of all echo it out that you will know what it is doing. Okay, so it's showing the image size, it's showing 536547. okay, the image size it is showing, we have echoed out the image size. So now let us first of all check what's the image size of this image which we have uploaded. I think this I have uploaded. Oh, I'm sorry, I think of which profile image. Let's check in the database which profile images I have uploaded for the last user is 1.png. 1.png I have uploaded. Is 1.j1 not. I think we have more data. Okay, 1.png. Now let us check the file size of 1.png. This is the file. So okay, now here you can see the file size. It is showing in, it's showing 576547. 576547. Okay, this is the image value in bytes. So I'll explain it completely. This is bits, and this three values of bits, and this is bytes. Okay, after this, if one value also is, then it's in on MB. Okay, so this is of almost 57 KB, almost 57 KB. Okay, so we have to restrict the form periods. If the user enters more than 1 MB image file, more than 1 MB, then it must generate an error. Okay, so first of all we will change the icon. Now what we will do is check the image size. For checking the image size, what we will do is, else please upload an image file. Here only we will check the image size underscore image. Okay, and if it is greater than or equal to 1 MB, I'll teach you what is this. Is 1 bytes, then bits, and this value is total 10 MB, so we want 10 MB only. Okay, so in 10 MB there are 6 zeros. Okay, basically this is bits. The last 3 zeros bits, then it is bytes, and then is 1 MB. Okay, I think this would be clear to you. Bits of MB. If the image is more than 1 MB, so an error will be generated. Please upload image less than 1 MB. Okay, now let us check this thing. One MB, more than 1 MB. I do have any file. Let me check it out. No, it's not 1 MB. It's a 500 KB. What's this size? 8 KB. I think I don't have any image size more than 1 MB. No problem, we'll download it from net. Okay. Wallpapers, because wallpapers are of more than 1 MB only. So this seems to be big. Let it load. Open image in tab. Seems to be big, but it's very small. Not too bad. It's 513 KB wallpaper nature image. 1.2 MB we will give it. Okay, to check. An image in new tab. Now getting an image of, and check in tools, size large, or 4 megapixel. I think it will work. I'm sorry, I'm just wasting the time and just choosing an image, but it is necessary. Okay, this image will work fine. Save image to desktop. Okay, I think this image will be of more than 1 MB at least. Yes, it's more than 1 MB. Okay, 1.26 MB it is. Okay, now we will check in our form. We'll close all these tabs. Now you have seen the image size is 1.2 MB. Okay, now we will 1.6 MB. Now from the desktop we will upload it. Okay, now click on open. Now click on submit. Please upload image less than 1 MB. Means it's working fine. Now let us upload an image of less than 1 MB. Okay. Please obey the terms and conditions. Submit. You are successfully registered. Means the image file was of more than less than 1 MB. Let me show you and clear your doubt. Okay, which image? This image we have uploaded, and its file size is 45 KB. Means now the user can't upload image file more than 1 MB. But one thing will happen, that it will now upload image more than 2 MB. It will happen because that thing we have to change from the PHP ini file. I will show you that thing, but I'm not going to change it, but I'm just showing you that how can we change it. In config files you will find php.ini, and code file, I think it would be here. You can see file upload. So file, okay, here file upload, you can see file upload is on. Okay, I think here maximum upload file size is 1 MB. So we have to, okay, I've changed the file size. I was working previously, so it would be 2 MB. Okay, so what we have to change is it from 1 MB. Okay, not 1 MB, maximum. Okay, 1 MB. It will now it will not upload image file from more than 1 MB. Okay, means now 2 MB or 3 MB files will not be uploaded. You have to just save it and then refresh our localhost. Okay, now what we have done, now we have just taken the image, we have just completely done the validation. Now one thing is left, which is we have not uploaded any file to any place, means to any folder. We have not uploaded the user images. So where is our WP folder? So we want the images of the profile images of the user here. So this is that image which we have used in the background image, which we will apply later. Okay, now what we want is we want the user images to be stored in a folder, that image folder. Okay, so the function we will use is move uploaded file. $temp image dollar, and then we have to give the temporary name of the image. So here the temporary name is temp image, and then the actual name. Okay, the actual name is image. Okay, temporary name is temp image, temp underscore image. So here we will give temp underscore image. Okay, then now we have to specify the folder name. First of all, we have to specify the folder. The folder name is images. The folder name is images. Okay, and then the image name. Then here you have to specify the image name and then semicolon. Now let us check whether this thing is working or not. Image uploading from this file. I'm uploading desert. Okay, showing an error on line number 66. What's the error? Temp image. Just made a mistake. Temp image, it's not temp name. Okay, choose the file desert. Okay, now submit. Oh, now we have not given the password. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, file image desert. We have successfully registered. Now let us check our folder whether the image is now placed or not. Yes, the image is now saved here in a folder, images folder. And let's check out our database. What's status of our database? The last image which we uploaded was desktop. Now one more thing I will show you. We will take the data again. Now user chooses any file like this. Okay, he will press submit. Okay, now what happens, this image is also placed here. Okay, now I will check it again. Okay, now if the user uploads the image and the image name is same, means if the user uploads the same named image, then what happens? Let us check. You are successfully registered, and there was me 2 images of desert, but there is only 1 image. Means if the user is uploading the image name as same, so no other file has been created there. So it is very common that image name would be same of a user. So what will happen, it will not make another image file of that image. So what we have to do is, in our code, what we will do is we will change the image name. Okay, we will change the image name. Okay, so what we will do is we will get the image name. Okay, the default, if this is the okay, we will use a function called rand. It will generate random number between 1 to 10,000. Okay, 10,000. Okay, we'll take 1,000. Okay, then what we will do is we will use one more thing. We have to make our image name unique, so we will use one more rand function which will run from 1 to 1,000. Okay, and now we will use one more unique thing, which is time. Time also comes in second only. and then here we will specify the image dot, and then here we will specify the image extension, image extension. Okay, so image okay, move so here what is happening, the image name will be changed, the image name will be changed to this thing. Means I'll show you an example. Okay, now what will happen, previously the desert image was if we were uploading the same image, so the there was not creating another image. Okay, just that image only. Now just click on submit. Okay, so now here you can see the image name has changed and the extension still exists. So here you can see, if user now, previously what was happening was if the file name is same, then the new image is not saved. So now if I upload n number of images, it will generate, it will save, it will get saved. Okay, again I will save that image only. Here you can see images saved, and in the database the name will also be that only. Okay, now this thing would be clear to you. Now we have just restricted all the fields and we have just we are just now at the completion of our form, but one more thing left is remaining, that if the user is using the same email, means here in the database I have used the same email many times. You can see Gmail means the same email. If the user uses the same email, so it must generate an error that this email exists. Okay, we will now generate an error that if the email exists, then it will generate an error. So first of all, what will I do is I'll delete all the fields, because we have to validate that thing. We have to check from the database if the email exists or not, and we will echo out and message that the email exists. If the email exists in the database, then we will echo out the email exists, or if it does not exist, then we will store the data in the database. Okay, everything is deleted, not everything. I think we would have taken a lot data. Yes, okay, yes, I'm not like that. So now it is empty. Okay, now I will register a new user. Image. Okay, password is not showing error. You are successfully registered, and now in our database there is a field, this email has been inserted. Okay, now what we will do is we will create a function. And now first of all we'll create a function, and first of all we'll go to our includes folder, and then we'll create an function file. Okay, we are creating it separately because we will use it in that the login form also. So here I am creating it again in a separate file, means functions.php. Okay, now here I will create a function. I will create a function with parameters. Okay, now I will create a function. Okay, I'll name it the function as email exists. Okay, this is the function name, and we will pass two parameters in it. It means we are making function with parameters. First parameter will be $email, and next will be connection. We'll use this $con because we have to check data email from the database. That's we will pass this connection. Okay, after I run that query, then you will completely understand what I want to do. What we are taking from the user is email. So in this field we have used this email. Okay, I will completely explain you what I am doing. Now in this functions field I will run a query. The query, I will create a row. I'll create a, first of all I'm creating a variable. Okay, now I will run a query, mysql query. Okay, the first parameter we have to specify in MySQL query is connection. Okay, then I will run a query which is select I will choose ID because ID is also unique. ID from users table name we have to specify here, where email equals to $email. Email, because in the database we have field named mail. Okay, where email. Okay, now we will check it. If mysql query mysql number of rows $row is equal to 1, then we will return true, or okay, we will return true, else we will return false. As we know that if the if statement works, then it returns a value. It may be true or false. So here we are returning a value true to the function. Okay, so first of all I will echo out the row, that it will be clear to you. Echo $row. $row I am making a echo out. So first of all I will specify here the file functions.php. It's in the includes folder, and function.php. Okay, now here we will check. We will specify over where it is. Okay, we will specify, we will check it here, that if the email exists, then where we are checking, where we are checking the email here. Okay, we will check it here only, else if, and now here we have to give the function name, which we are here, we will basically call the function. Okay? So dollar email exists, the function name, email exists, and the parameters which we are passing, which is email and connection. Okay, these things we are passing. Dollar message 3. So we have included the functions file, functions file. Okay, and in this function call, we have sent two parameters to the function, which is dollar email and connection. Dollar email is this thing, this email which the user will enter, and connection is this thing. Okay, the connection with the database. Okay, the function is, when the function will be called, these two parameters it will take, means the email and the connection. Okay, then it will check, it will select an ID from users where mail equals to the user email, and then it will return true or false. Okay, if it will be true, then it will generate no error, else it will generate a error which will be email exists. Now let us check it out. Include failed to open stream on line number 4. Number 4 includes, I think everything is working right, and what's the problem? Includes functions.php. Functions.php includes, what's the error? What is the error coming? I'm not getting. Functions.php includes what? Include failed to open no such file directory. Failed open functions.php. Okay, I think it was not saved, that's why it was showing error. Line number 5. What's the error in line number 5? Unexpected echo on line number 5. Okay, we have not added here semicolon, that's why it was showing unexpected. Line number 17. Here we have to add one. Yes. Now we will fill the same form, and this time I will not use the same. I'll take another email. Okay, I'll take Gmail only. First we will insert the data, then I will show you. File image. Okay, line number 5, it's showing error. Functions. Okay, we will not echo it out, we will use printar function, because it's an array, so it can't be echo out. Now let us check what it will show. It's not showing anything. No problem. We will. So here you can see it has returned echoed the rows. So here you can see it's showing first of all the fields and then the rows. Here it is showing rows 0. Okay, means there exists no rows of that email. Okay, now rows. Okay, now I will show you the great thing. Now in other user wants to, I will give it name as Anas. Okay, he's using the same email which I have in my database. Okay, he's using the same email. Okay, so first it has shown the error that email exists, and it has shown one more thing that the row number of row is 1. Okay, means if the number of row is more equal to 1, then it will show an error which is email exists. Yeah, here we have specified if the number of rows equals to 1, then email exists, else false. Okay, so this return is also would we have also be clear to you. Means what will happen if the rows number is 1, then it will return true, means the if statement will run. This if statement where it is, this if statement will work here, and here if it is false, then this statement will not run. That if statement will not run, it will now go on this the else statement. This statement it will check now. Okay, now one more thing is left is we are taking the user password, but it is not encrypted. Means if the person who is working on the back end can easily working on the database can easily know the password and the mail of the user, and further when we will create a sign up form, then he can easily enter to the user's account. So what we will do is we will encrypt the password. What I've echoed it print r, I will just comment it out. Okay, this print art thing is very cool thing. If you have any doubt or any problem, you can use this print r and function, and then you have to specify the variable name, and everything you will be clear to you about the queries. Okay, now what we have to do is one thing. What we have to do is we have to encrypt the password. So to encrypt the password, I'm using a very simple trick. I'm using MD5 encryption. Okay, another encryption we have, but I'm using MD5 only now. The password, this password will be encrypted. Now let us check whether our password is encrypted or not. You successfully registered. So here you can see the password I entered was 12345, and now it is encrypted, means the person working in the backend cannot access my account when I sign up because the password is now encrypted. We have just checked this field only, that email exists or not, because the first name or last name can be same of the user, and date of birth could be also same of the user. That's we have not checked the first name and last name. So we are just at the end of our sign up form. Everything we have checked and done. One thing left is the background image. I'll add the class ID to body bg. Yes, it's gone to the wrong page. Okay, now see, we have created a beautiful and responsive form. Means in mobile, this is the mobile size, the actual mobile size. In mobile it will appear like this, and in tablet like this, and in our PC it will look like this. Okay, so that's it with our sign up form. So thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to watch the next video, which will be on login system, in which I will tell you how to create the login form, and we will log in the user to and profile. We will create an account of a user where his image and everything will be displayed, and and in the upcoming videos I will create the forget form also, where if the user forgets the password, then how can he will retain. And we will also create an admin panel also at the last video. So that's it. We have used HTML, CSS, bootstrap, and PHP, SQL. As I told, everything we have created is responsive. In mobile also it will appear well. So thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon to get notified when I upload the next video. Okay.